You know, I can feel it from here. The weight of anxiety, the restlessness that seems to tighten the chest, and that insecurity that insists on making itself present. Maybe she isn't saying everything in words, but her eyes, gestures, and silence reveal more than any detailed explanation could. She is anxious, worried, full of doubts and fears about what the future holds for you two. And this is consuming a part of her that, little by little, can take away the spark that you both love so much. When someone is so anxious and insecure, the world around seems to spin too fast. Doubts come like waves, one after the other, and sometimes it's hard not to drown in them. And that's how she has been feeling. She is immersed in thoughts about what might happen, trying to predict every possible scenario, while her heart beats faster, as if constantly waiting for an answer that never comes. And when there are no certainties, the mind ends up creating its own answers, often the worst possible ones. Something needs to change. You need to look at this situation with courage, not just as a problem that needs to be solved, but as a delicate moment that requires sensitivity and attention. Because what she needs most now are not vague promises or rushed words to try to calm her down, but the certainty that you are by her side, willing to understand and do something about it. If her insecurity is related to your future together, then it is time to face these issues head-on, without fleeing or putting them off. It's as if there is a storm inside her, and she needs to feel that you will be the safe harbor, the calm after the chaos. There is a part of you that may think you are already doing enough, that your intentions are clear, and that she just needs to believe. But the truth is that intention without action does not sustain what you have. Saying that everything will be fine may bring some relief at the moment, but it does not dissipate the fog of uncertainties that is there, hovering. What she needs is presence. True presence, which is not limited to quick messages or routine meetings. She needs to see that you are present, even when words fail, even when everything seems difficult. She needs to feel that your commitment goes beyond good moments and extends to complicated days, when she feels less secure, when anxiety makes her believe the worst can happen. If your future together is in question, if there is something that makes her feel so uncertain, it's important that you are willing to listen. Not to argue or defend your points of view, but to understand where this anxiety comes from. It may be that she is dealing with insecurities that are not directly about you, but that somehow are affecting the way she sees the relationship. Maybe she has fears that she hasn't been able to fully share because she is afraid of being misunderstood, of seeming fragile, or of burdening you. And that is exactly why you need to be clear, not just in words, but in actions. Have you ever wondered what it would take for her to feel secure about your future together? It may be that she has never had the chance to truly express what worries her, and that her anxiety is fueled precisely by not knowing how you feel about it. If that's the case, the only way to change this is by creating a space where she feels she can speak without fear, without interruptions, and where you are willing to listen without prejudice. Ask what scares her, what keeps her awake at night, and be there, not just to give answers, but to understand her questions. More than answers, she needs someone willing to build those answers with her. Of course, no one can predict the future, and that alone is already a reason for anxiety. But the way you choose to face this uncertainty with her can make all the difference. Maybe it's time to be more transparent about your own feelings and plans, to make it clear where she fits into your dreams. Because one of the greatest sources of insecurity is the feeling that the other doesn't see the same future as you, that paths may diverge at any moment. You need to show her that, although you cannot predict everything that is to come, what matters is that you are willing to walk together, step by step, without one having to run to catch up with the other. That no matter how many turns the path takes, you are there, willing to adjust the pace, to hold her hand when she doesn't know where to go. Not to guide, but to be company, to offer support and presence. She wants to be sure that you are ready to face uncertain days as much as sunny ones. Because true love is not just about what is easy, it's about the willingness to deal with what is difficult too. If you really want your future together to be solid, then you need to start building that solidity now, brick by brick, with patience and dedication. And yes, maybe this means stepping out of your comfort zone, having conversations you've never had before, facing fears you've avoided for so long. But it is this vulnerability, this willingness to be honest, that can bring the security she so desperately seeks. Give her something tangible that she can hold and feel is real. It doesn't have to be a grand declaration or extraordinary gestures. Sometimes security comes in small things, an unexpected gesture of affection, a word that shows you paid attention to what she said, a plan made for a month or a year ahead that includes her, not as a maybe, but as a certainty. Don't let her get lost in a sea of uncertainties without you doing anything to change that. Love is a commitment, and that commitment requires action. The change she needs to feel will not come on its own. She needs to know that you are willing to fight for this as much as she is, that she is not alone in the worries she feels, and that together you can turn this anxiety into a reason to get even closer. And if at any point she wavers, if doubts appear again, be there to remind her that you are not going anywhere, because that is what brings security in a relationship. The certainty that no matter how difficult things get, you will find a way to face them together. And not because your love is perfect, but because it is real, imperfect, and willing to grow. I know this situation demands more from you than just words, and that's where many get lost. Because talking is easy, but it is in action that intentions are revealed. The truth is that she needs to feel, tangibly, that her anxiety is being understood, that you are not just trying to push away the bad feeling, but willing to dive into what is causing this restlessness. So what can you do to turn this anxiety into confidence, this insecurity into something solid that she can lean on? First, it is essential that you create a safe environment for her. This goes beyond being kind or sympathetic. It is about showing that you are there to listen without judging. When she feels insecure, maybe she falls silent or withdraws because she is afraid of seeming exaggerated, or that her concerns will be seen as small. But nothing that disturbs her is too small to be ignored. If it is important to her, it should be important to you. When she starts to speak, pay attention, not just to the words, but to the silences, the pauses. Because sometimes it's there that what she fears the most resides. Give her space to share, but not just that. Show that you are interested in understanding. Ask, explore gently, and when she is explaining, don't interrupt. Don't try to solve everything immediately. She needs to realize that you are present in the moment, absorbing what she says, and that you are not just waiting for your turn to respond. She needs to see that, to you, each of her words is a piece of a puzzle that you want to help put together. Because that is how trust is built, with patience, with attention, and with the willingness to be there even when you don't quite know what to say. And yet, just listening is not enough. It is necessary to act in a way that your actions match your words. Because what good is it to promise that everything will get better if in practice you keep repeating the same patterns? Actions speak louder, and she will notice every move you make. If your future together is at stake, then show with small daily actions that you are committing. Make plans, even if they are simple. Share your thoughts about what you want for the two of you. If she fears that you are not walking in the same direction, help her see that step by step, you are indeed building something together. It may be that she needs more than gestures, a security that goes beyond what you can offer in a day, and that's okay. Building a solid relationship is a process that takes time, and sometimes it is in time that the answer she seeks so much lies. But you can offer her something even more precious than promises, the genuine daily effort to show that you are by her side, that her anxiety is not a problem to be quickly solved, but a part of who she is that you are willing to understand and support. Be clear about what you want for the future. If you have plans, let them reveal themselves, not vaguely, but concretely. Tell her where you want to be with her in a year, 2, 5. It's not about mapping out every detail of the future, because that is impossible, but about giving her a direction, a vision that you are creating something together, that she is not alone in her worries. When you talk about what you want for your life together, it creates a sense of belonging, that she is part of something bigger, that the uncertainties are just parts of the path, not the destination. Her anxiety probably won't disappear overnight, but the difference lies in how you react to it. Instead of waiting for things to improve on their own, be an active part of that change. Show her that you are willing to make adjustments, to be patient, and above all, to be honest. Because honesty is what cuts the root of insecurity. When you can be sincere, even about the things that hurt, it opens a space for truth. And truth, no matter how difficult it is, will always be more comforting than the void of not knowing what the other thinks. Perhaps for some, talking about the future is scary because it means committing, defining oneself. But if you want her anxiety to decrease, you need to be willing to deal with that fear head-on. It's not about planning everything precisely, but about showing that regardless of where life takes you, you want her to be there walking by your side. That your dreams are not just yours, but something you build together, with differences, challenges, and everything else that comes. And in moments when she feels she cannot handle the doubts alone, you need to be the person she can turn to, without fear of bothering. This means being available not just physically but emotionally. Sometimes she just wants to know that if her world is falling apart, you will be the one there to pick up the pieces, even if it means staying up late, talking, or simply being present in silence. It's not about having all the answers. It's about not fleeing when the questions are difficult. There is a strength in saying to someone, "I am here for you," and reinforcing that day after day with actions that make that phrase real. If she feels secure that she can count on you, even in moments of uncertainty, she will begin to relax that constant tension that anxiety brings. She will start to believe little by little that your future together can be built with both your hands together. And that is exactly what needs to change, this feeling that she is alone, carrying the weight of doubts. Show her that it's not like that. Show her that you are willing to carry that weight with her, to share the load, to lighten it when necessary. And know that by doing this, you will also feel lighter, because building a relationship where there is security, where one supports the other, not only benefits the anxious person, but both. It creates a solid foundation, a mutual trust that allows you to face anything that comes in the future, not with fear, but with the tranquility of knowing you are not alone. And that perhaps is the answer to all this anxiety. Not the end of doubts, but the certainty that you will face them together, hand in hand, without letting them define who you are. So, if everything said here resonated in some way, if you feel there is something to be done, don't wait. Don't let time erase intentions. Start now, showing her that her anxiety is not a problem, but a door to deeper understanding, a chance for you to connect in a true and lasting way. And now, I need to speak directly to you who have come this far. If everything I said made you think, if at any moment you saw yourself in these words, whether you or someone you love, then it is time to act. Don't let anxiety and insecurity take the place that love and understanding should occupy. This is the moment to change, to reach out and show that you are truly present. Don't wait for things to get better on their own. Make it happen. And if you want to keep receiving more messages like this that touch deep down, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This way you won't miss any new reflections, any words that can help you connect more with those you love. And of course, I want to hear from you. How do you deal with anxiety in a relationship? What do you think can be done to bring more security to those by your side? Leave your comment below. I will read it with care and respond, because this exchange is important. And if this message made sense to you, leave your like. It helps the channel grow and reach more people who need to hear this. Thank you for being here. Let's go together, one step at a time.